Hi guys, welcome back to Unsolved with Barb. Thank you for returning, and for any new ones, thank you for coming in and joining us. This is where we talk true crime. All right, let me see if I just gotta pull up chat on my cell phone here because I can't. All right, I hope everybody's having a good Friday. It's freezing here in Ontario, minus 23. It was a little brisk this morning. All right, so I'm sure most of you have heard about this new missing child. Oh my, hang on, I gotta find my live here. All right. Where was I? Where am I not in here? Let's do it like this. Okay. All right, I think I'm ready. Sorry about that, guys. All right, I hope everybody can hear me. All right, so a little boy, 2-year-old, roughly 2.5, really, will be 3 in July. JJ Rowland, missing from Brooksville, Florida, since yesterday, Thursday, around noon, is when he was reported missing from his mom. All right, so let me just get into, well, let's just go right into the police. Let me share my screen. This is the interview. It's a 12-minute and a bit press conference. Percent. Sorry, guys. Share my screen. Ooh. Wait a minute. Share. Let me see here. This is the one I want to share. All right. Okay. Now what's going on? All right.
Hernando County, for reference, it's just a little bit north of Yance Road, between Cobb Road and Ponce de Leon. It's in a fairly rural area.
Hang on a second, guys. The lots are very... 1 second. Good morning, Kitty. I'm trying to, my screen's not sharing what it's supposed to be sharing. Back to StreamYard here for a second. Stop screen. All right, share screen. Select tab. Did they change this? I wonder. All right, let's try that. See if that shares. There we go. All right, there's what I wanted.
Very large, and most of them are very...
Kitty, is the volume okay in chat?
Farm animals around and so forth. And around almost exactly at noon today, we received a call from this residence advising that JJ, their son, was missing. He's about 2 years old. He has blonde curly hair. And according to the mother, he had been missing for about an hour at the time she called us. We have done a neighborhood canvass several times, not only talking to neighbors, but also searching homes in the area. And we're relatively confident that a witness, a fairly reliable witness as far as we can tell, saw JJ in the front yard playing with the dogs at about 10:40 a.m. So we believe that he disappeared somewhere between 10:40 and 11, if the mother is accurate at the time she gave us. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to locate him. We have well over 50 law enforcement personnel from the Hernando County Sheriff's Office, between 50 and 60 of them out here, doing everything you could possibly imagine to find JJ. We have individuals from the Department of Corrections with their bloodhound. We have Pasco Sheriff's Office with a bloodhound. We have the Citrus County dive team up here looking at some bodies of water that are very close to the house. But as of right now, we have no indication that he was abducted or he wandered off. We just don't know what happened. Unfortunately, the time delay did not help us any, but we have been scouring the woods with the bloodhounds, with our regular patrol canines, and deputies have been coming back just covered in sand spurs looking for little JJ and calling out for him. We've had the helicopter up with the FLIR and the camera trying to see any indication of him. And unfortunately, we have not been able to get any indication at all where he might be. We have also checked any sexual offender or sexual predator in the area. We have checked them all off the list, and every single one of them, without exception, was cooperative, even let us come in and look in their house and search their house just to rule that out as a possibility. I can tell you that we're not going to go home until we find JJ. The family is being very cooperative with us, and they know that we're out here working extremely hard to figure out exactly what happened. As I said, it's a challenge because it's a very wooded area and it's very difficult to see from the helicopter. We're thinking maybe as the sun goes down, the forward-looking infrared cameras might be able to give us some indication where he might be. And I'm also told that some of the bloodhounds might work a little better as the sun starts to go down. So everybody out here, the Hernando County Fire Rescue's been out here helping us. Everybody is dedicated to finding little JJ. Now, I do want to tell the audience out there that if you live anywhere near this location, to please check your property. He's a 2-year-old, but I'm told he's a very, very rambunctious 2-year-old.
Sorry, I just got to pause that. Now, I noticed him saying that the sheriff wants the public and neighbors that are in the vicinity of where JJ went missing to search their own property and report back with any findings. Oh, to me, that's they did that in the Somewhere Else case as well. Now, I don't think this is the same thing, obviously, but I don't think that the public, especially if they were involved in maybe an abduction, why the police would say, please check your properties, outbuildings, cars, anything. Because I know they're short-handed maybe, but isn't that your job? Because you can't really rely on the public, so to speak, to report back with any findings of a 2-year-old. Yes, you would if the people are legit and, but if the person that if JJ was taken, they're not going to say, yeah, I checked my property and nothing was there. Like, who, you know what I mean? I don't know. I find it confusing.
Probably acts a little older than he actually is, as you might expect. And so he might have gotten further away than we anticipate, and he might be hiding in someone's shed or their garage. So we would certainly appreciate everybody that's probably within a mile or two at least of this to check their property 3 or 4 times to make sure JJ isn't hiding in a car or in a shed or something like that. Also, if you have a family member, again, we don't have any indication he's been abducted, but if you have a family member that's acting strange, we're going to check out every lead that comes in until we find JJ. So if anybody's acting weird, please give us a call and let us come talk to him or her and see if we can rule that person out as a possible suspect if, God forbid, JJ was abducted. So I can't answer much questions because we don't have many answers, but I'll do my best to answer any questions you might have. There has been some indications. I don't want to go into too much detail. They've had some direction, and we've been working really hard in that direction. Of course, in these situations, there are a lot of possibilities. That's why we have a lot of different resources here with different abilities. We obviously hope that we find him alive and well. That's our hope.
Is there any chance the parents aren't being forthcoming?
As of right now, I've been talking to my detectives, and of course, nobody is ruled out as a suspect, but I can tell you that my detectives, and I have a couple of my best detectives, were interviewing them, and at this point in time, we don't have any reason to believe that any family member or any associate of the family appears to have anything to hide at all, and they want to find JJ just as much as we do.
Noticed the toddler in the yard at 10:45. Was that his yard, or
that was in his front yard? A neighbor happened to be going by and saw him in the front yard. I think he saw with some of the dogs and didn't think anything of it. Unfortunately, the family didn't notice him missing for quite some time. And then again, another thing that anybody who's ever missing a child, call law enforcement instantly. Don't look for the child for an hour before you call us because obviously we'd much rather get here and get canceled on the way or have you find the toddler than have an hour lag time. So, but this individual was pretty adamant that he knows the young boy, hasn't interacted with him, but he's seen him in the yard before, and he didn't think anything of it. But he had the exact time because he went and got gas and had the gas receipt, so he was able to tell us exactly when he saw the kids. So. I'm sorry, I can't.
You were asking the public earlier not to come to this area.
Well, I will tell you that, again, it makes it difficult for the dogs and that and so forth, but I think if people do want to volunteer, particularly on the outskirts, again, we don't think he got past Yance Road or Cobb or 98, but we may have people start checking those areas just in case. We've been in that block area. It's a lot larger than a city block, but that area bounded by those three streets, we've been searching frantically in that area. We think it's very unlikely that a 2-year-old could cross any of those major roads without somebody seeing him, but we'll definitely take that help. Just keep in mind that anybody who comes, we're going to run their background to make sure that they don't have a criminal history and so forth, and then they're welcome to check some of the areas. And again, it's very, very difficult area to search because he's very small, and some of these woods and the trees make it very difficult to see, sometimes even a few feet because the grass is so high. We've been looking into that, and we actually are looking right now at a delivery truck driver that we understand may have delivered a package in the area around that time and may have some camera footage, but I haven't got that confirmed yet. But
when I heard about the delivery truck driver, my mind went automatically to Athena. But that was just my mind.
Unfortunately, because the houses are so far apart and set back, if there are any with Ring cameras, it's not going to show a whole lot. But we've been checking and double checking that, but I don't think we've had anything specific come up yet.
So obviously, it's a race against time. How concerned are you guys? And every minute that goes by makes it tougher to find.
Right, and again, starting, as I said, and I don't blame the parents because I'd probably do the exact same thing. I would spend time looking for my kid because I wouldn't want to bother law enforcement. So I'm not being critical of them. They're dealing with something that's unimaginable for most of us. But that being said, even that first hour really put us behind, and now every hour that goes by, another 5 hours so far, it certainly doesn't make us more hopeful. If anything, it's less hopeful. So.
Sheriff, did JJ have any experience around water? Is there any reason to believe he might have gravitated towards?
Well, I will tell you that anybody who has raised small children know that they tend to gravitate towards water. So that is obviously something that we're looking at. The Citrus County Dive Team is here searching. I'm happy to report that they haven't found anything yet, because if they find something, the news is probably going to be pretty grim. But it's the body water they're looking at is fairly large, and anybody who's been in this area and seen a pond, it's very difficult to search. It's literally inch by inch. So we're probably going to have additional dive teams come in tomorrow and help search that particular pond, as well as maybe some other bodies of water in the area that are a little further away. Pretty unlikely that he got that far away, but we're not ruling anything out. We're going to uncover every stone we can until we find it. So.
Can you reiterate exactly how the parents thought he got out?
What I'm being told, and obviously that isn't our first priority right now, we're trying to find it, but my detectives have been interviewing them to see if they could get any additional information from the parents. But it's my understanding that a relative dropped him off about 9:45 and he was sleeping. The caregiver was also sleeping and he was apparently put next to that person or whatever.
All right. So apparently, from what I understand, he's saying is that a relative of JJ's and his parents had JJ with them, had dropped him back off to mom and dad's place where he went missing from. JJ was allegedly sleeping, along with the parents were also sleeping. Now, I'm a grandma, and if I had my grandbaby with me and I went to drop her back off to my daughter's and she was sleeping, my daughter that is, I would be waking my daughter up saying, time to get up. Your child is home. I have to go to work or whatever. You know what I mean? You don't just drop a baby off sleeping and mommy and daddy continue sleeping. Like, I just don't get that. I just don't. And I used to co-sleep with my oldest son when he was younger. And every move that he made in the bed, rolling or whatever, I felt. I never really had a good sleep when my son was younger and he was co-sleeping. So, I mean, I don't know. I just, that to me is a bit of a red flag for me, just because, I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave a comment and let me know.
And so that's why they know they could only say 9:45, and then didn't call us till noon. But again, somebody apparently saw him in the yard around 10:40, and according to the mother, she believes he was discovered missing around 11. So we think we're talking about a 20-minute window, but obviously that's all subject to change as we get more information. So, other than being a toddler, no, not that I know of.
Where are the parents now?
Well, you can. They're down by the command post, and as you can imagine, they are distraught. They're upset. They're frustrated like we are. They are just holding their breath, and they're I'm sure they're praying hard. All right, and the minute we know anything, hopefully we'll know something sooner rather than later, but we're going to be out here for the duration, and we have plans set up for tonight as well as tomorrow for additional resources to come in, and as anything breaks, we'll certainly get you more information. But again, if the public could keep their eyes open for him, and if they know of anything strange whatsoever, we even...
Yeah, me too, Kitty.
And it's a little bit...
until my son learned how to drag a stool over to the door and unlock it. We lived in an apartment building.
It turned out to be nothing. Fortunately, it was very specific, and it turned out to be nothing. But if we'll follow a lead from a psychic, we will certainly follow a lead from a family member that says, my family member is acting a little strange, and we think the person might be involved. So make sure you give us a call. Thank you all for covering this. We certainly appreciate you getting the word out.
The Valley unit is coming up. You'll get a shot of them.
Yeah, I didn't say that too. Our civilian mounted unit, our volunteers are out here looking through the woods, and they have a very unique advantage when they're sitting up high and they can go just about anywhere. So they're very, very useful for this type of thing.
Do you ever expect routine updates, or how are...
All right. So that was the press conference. I'm hoping that maybe they will have another press conference today. I don't know. It would be nice to see. And I know they stopped the search throughout the night. But let me just go over here. All right, so let me just play this little clip from Fox 13. Please do not strike me.
As the hours tick by,
Hang on.
the search for...
Sorry, I got to share my screen again. Let's see if this is the right one. Yes, I would like to see this one brought home safe. I'd like to see them all brought home safe, but all right.
For a toddler who disappeared at his home this morning becomes more and more urgent. The sheriff's office tells us 2-year-old JJ was last seen in his front yard playing with a dog, and then he was gone. During our afternoon newscast, we showed you crews searching for him over the course.
Sorry. So they said he was playing with a dog. Was the dog... I wonder if the dog followed him or if he followed the dog somewhere. Did the dog come back? Was the dog found in the yard without the boy? I'd like to know that as well. Yeah.
Course of many hours. Fox 13's Aaron Mesmer continues our live coverage for us out there tonight. So, Aaron, what do we know about his disappearance?
Unfortunately, Allie, there isn't a whole lot that deputies know. They know that this little boy disappeared late this morning, as you said, but beyond that, they're just trying to search for answers, to interview witnesses, interview neighbors, anybody they can come up with any kind of clues as to what happened. The sheriff has called off the ground search. We're still hearing the helicopter circling above using infrared from the air to search the ground. Deputies and this entire community are desperate to find this little boy. They may not know 2-year-old JJ Rowland, but the little boy's disappearance...
My heart hurts for this baby and for his family.
...struck a chord in this Brooksville community.
You hear something like this, you just want to come around him.
He could be anywhere. You know, it's just, it's heartbreaking. It breaks my heart. And I couldn't help but to come out and help find this baby.
And that's what so many neighbors decided to do. They joined law enforcement and scoured the heavily wooded area along Yonts Road for hours.
And I would want my community to come together and help find my baby if it were mine.
Hernando Sheriff Al Nienhuis says JJ and his mother were asleep at around 9:30 Thursday morning, but sometime later the boy left home. Investigators say a neighbor saw JJ in his yard at around 10:40 a.m., but he hasn't been seen since.
As of right now, we have no indication that he was abducted.
The search has included more than 50 personnel from the sheriff's office on foot, ATVs, and horseback. A dive team and bloodhounds were called in to help. Detectives have questioned the boy's parents, too.
We don't have any reason to believe that any family member or any associate of the family appears to have anything to hide at all, and they want to find JJ just as much as we do.
What's a
I can tell you that we're not
geofence?
going to go home until we find JJ.
And neither are some of the family's neighbors who refuse to
Never
give up
heard
the
of that.
search or to give up hope.
I'm
Kitty?
extremely hopeful.
Let me know in chat.
They're going to find this baby. We're going to bring this baby home.
Yeah, that is obviously the hope. The ground search again has been called off for the night. The deputies are searching from the air using infrared to try to search for this boy on the ground somewhere. The sheriff is also urging neighbors to keep an eye on their yards, look in barns, sheds, anywhere a child might be hiding. And of course, Allie, if anybody has any information as to what happened to this child, give the sheriff's office a call.
And we just continue to hope for the best. All right, Aaron Mesmer live for us tonight. Aaron, thank you.
Wow. I don't know what a geofence is, Kitty. Never heard of it. All right, let me see what else we got here. Let me close that one out because we just watched that.
Going through it this time.
Sorry. Okay. So the ground search is expected to ramp up again this morning. We don't know if he's on the move or if he's hunkered down somewhere, if he's hiding, fell asleep, playing with some animal. We don't know, Dennis Maloney said, a spokesperson for the Hernando County Sheriff's Office. It was reported that he walked out the door while Mom and he was asleep. What? It was reported that he walked out the door while Mom and he was sleeping. I don't know if this doesn't make sense. I don't know if he woke up and just left. Not sure. Crazy. So a geofence is a digital circle around the property within 1 mile or less, and everyone who pinged the cell tower in that area would be questioned. Oh, can they expand can they expand it from 1 mile to more than 1 mile? Because I would probably go within 3 to 5 miles radius of anybody. I don't know, just my thought. Okay, there's one more clip here I wanted to share. I just hope that he is found safe because, I mean, like, you know, it's sad. You hear of all these children. Oh, crap, where was I? This one. Okay. Make sure I got the right one. So we're creeping on to 24 hours right now of JJ missing.
Okay, we're here at Cheever Road in the area of Yonce Road looking for a missing toddler. This little guy is about 2.5 years old. His birthday's in July. He's got blonde curly hair. He was last seen wearing a dark colored Batman shirt and dark pants. We got the call just about noon, and Mom said that she last saw him about an hour ago, but as things are evolving, we're finding out that the last time this child was actually seen was about 9:45 this morning. So we ask everyone in the area who lives in this general area to please go outside and look around their properties, look under the bushes, look in any cars that are parked that are unlocked, look in any sheds, outbuildings, check anywhere for this little fellow. We're getting a lot of requests for volunteers. Do you want us to come and look for him? At this moment, the best thing that everybody can do is just go outside of their own property and search it thoroughly, and call 911 if they see anything. We've got numerous units here, upwards of 50. We've got units on horseback, units on foot, units on ATVs. We've got our helicopter up. We've got drones up. Detectives and deputies walking. We're every single resource that we have access to. We've called in our mounted unit. We've called in canines from Pasco County and Citrus County. So every single resource is being deployed to look for this little guy. So if anybody has any information, or if they see this little guy around their property, and since it's been so long now, it doesn't have to be just people on Cheever Road or Yonce Road. Anybody in this general area, please look around and see if you see him out there.
You said he's 2 years old, right?
He's just over 2. His birthday's in July of 2020, so he'll be 3 years old in July.
Oh, that's good,
2-year-old,
Kitty.
how mobile?
I think I would extend it to at least 2.
Can he run?
You never
From the
know.
beginning,
You
I don't
see
know.
these little kids are running around. Seems like they never run out of energy. So we don't know if he's on the move or if he's maybe hunkered down
That's how they
somewhere,
call the
and is hiding,
Oh.
fell asleep, playing with some animal. We don't know.
And then, how did you say the parents lost them?
I'm sorry.
How did you say the parents lost them? Or how did you?
Well, it was reported that he walked out the door while Mom and he were sleeping. So I don't know if he woke up and then just left. Not sure.
Can you describe how?
Okay. So is it just Mom in the house? Or is it Mom, Dad in the house? I don't know. I thought there was parents. I could be wrong. Oh, sorry, guys. Hang on. What's going on? Wait.
How their area is, like what's around them, or where do they live by, or?
It's a parcel, if you will.
I'd like to know who dropped him off.
There's a couple of residences there, but
To
they're
Mom.
not close together. It's not like a regular neighborhood. There's a lot of space in the yards there, and a lot of things like barns and sheds and cars and all kinds of things. And the woods here are so very thick. So if people who live in this area can please check their
I'd
own
be scared
property and call 911 if you see this little guy.
I know they said there was a pond.
He's been missing since 9:45.
Gators.
Did he get reported
That's what I was
until
thinking.
time?
Just about noon. We got the call at 11:59, and we had units here almost immediately, and we've been searching ever since. And she thought that he'd been gone for about an hour, but it turns out pretty much that the last time he was actually seen was at 9:45 this morning.
And then that's the only reason it wasn't reported faster, right? Because they.
She said she looked for him for a while. I think it said in the call that she looked for him for about an hour. So we just really need the assistance of the community to check around their properties if they live in this area, and call 911 if they see him.
Is there any special needs that he has, or just a normal?
I don't believe there's any special needs. I haven't been advised of that. And I think you should have his picture. I sent that to all the stations.
His name?
His name is Joshua Rowland, and he goes by JJ.
Okay. I think there's one change. I think he was spotted. Remember at 10:45.
He was possibly spotted at 10:45, possibly. I'm not sure if that's confirmed or not. But the last time parents had actually had eyes on him was about 9:45.
Well, how would they have eyes on them if they were sleeping?
Anything else you think I should ask?
No.
Oh, you did say all the equipment you guys are using.
Okay, wait a minute. Mom said she had lost eyes on him at what, 9:45? Is that what she just said? But she said that, but like, so was Mom awake when he was outside playing with the dog in the front yard? Or was Mom still asleep at that time? I'm confused. Make it make sense. Oh.
Drones, aviation, canines, our own, and Pasco and Citrus. ATVs.
Yeah.
And we're just walking.
So how could she have eyes on them? I don't understand.
Where a car can go. And where cars can't go, they're using the ATVs. And
to me, the last person to see him
drones, so
would be the neighbor or the relative that dropped him off.
there could be some retention ponds back there, but I'm not positive of that because I couldn't see any when I was there.
Okay. Do you know how many units or troops are involved in this?
More than 50.
150. Okay.
Yeah, we have more than 50, and then fire department's out here with us, and Pasco and Citrus are here. So there's quite a few units here.
Okay. And I'm guessing he doesn't have a history of doing this. Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. We're good.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Let me just stop my screen here. Oh, stop screen. Wow. Okay.
There have continued to report health issues, and now after.
Sorry. Anyone interested in assisting in the search for JJ is asked to go to the convenience store at the corner of Cobb Road and 4th Dade Avenue anytime after 8:15 a.m. Volunteers are asked to bring a valid driver's license, and HCSO employees will be on site to conduct background checks on all potential volunteers. Once approved, volunteers will be tagged and given additional instructions. All right. Oh, is this the... Let's see what this says here. All right, that's just pictures of the search. There is no indication that JJ has been abducted, but if you have family members that are acting strange, we're going to check out every lead that comes until we find JJ. So if anybody's acting weird, please give us a call and let us come talk to him or her. Meanwhile, the sheriff says deputies visited sex offenders in the area, did not find any signs of JJ. So that's good. We ask anybody who lives in the area or the general area to please go outside of their properties to look in bushes, look at any cars that are unlocked to see if we can find JJ. JJ was last seen wearing gray Batman shirt and dark gray pants. He has blonde curly hair and turns 3 in July. Let me show you a picture of Cutie Patootie. I'll find a good picture of him. Hang on. Here he is. Let me share my screen. Oh, I love his curls. They're so cute. So this is JJ, if you haven't seen a picture, but I'm sure everybody has. Where's that? This one here. All right. There he is. Isn't he cute? Look at those curly locks. Oh, he's so adorable. All right. So a 2-year-old boy has gone missing in Hernando County after hours of searching Thursday. Authorities say his whereabouts are still unknown. Hernando County Sheriff's Office said J.J. Rowland is believed to have left home in the area of Sheba Road and Yonts Road while his parent was asleep. His home is located in northern Brooksville in an area deputies describe as being rural. Okay, JJ was seen wearing a Batman shirt, dark gray pajama pants with tools on them, curly blonde hair, and law enforcement say he may have a swollen lip. Why would he have a swollen lip? As of right now, we have no indication that he was abducted or wandered off. As of right now, we have no indication that he was abducted or he wandered off. Hernando County Sheriff said at 5 p.m. press conference, we just don't know what happened. Okay, so at 8:30 last night, Hernando officials said that the ground search has ended for the night and would resume today, Friday morning. However, they said the aviation unit from Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office would continue its search in the area for a few more hours. Florida Department of Law Enforcement put out a statewide missing child alert just after 6 p.m. The Hernando County Sheriff said deputies are checking every lead, including a psychic who called from another state and provided a specific address where Rowland might be. Deputies went to the address. Rowland was not there. Detectives do not believe any of the Rowland's family members have anything to hide, but no one has been ruled out as a possible suspect at this point. Anyone with information is asked to call 911 or the Hernando County Sheriff's Office at 352-754-6850. With any information, tips, please feel free to call in. What else we got? Well, that's all we have. I know WFLA is live right now. At least they were 10 minutes ago. So I don't want to stream them because I know they've been striking creators. All right, guys. What's this one here? Just give me 1 second. Let me see what this is first before we leave. I hope everybody has been having a good week. Just wait for this page to load. It's going slow. All right, so this is Twitter. According to J.B. Bruno, ground search resumes an urgent search for missing 2-year-old Joshua J.J. Rowland. Let's see what they have. I don't want to. Nothing wants to load today.
Pop up on camera here.
All right, so is this started an hour ago. Let me go back to the beginning.
To explain.
Flyers to businesses in the Hernando.
All right, let me pause that.
Are you guys ready?
Pause. All right, I'm going to share this. I'm not monetized, so if they strike me, they strike me. Isn't that what we say? So it's this one here I want. So this is WFLA. It started over an hour, just under an hour ago, I should say. We're going to watch it from the beginning and see what they have.
Okay, all right. You ready to go? Okay, if everybody's ready, I'll go ahead and get started again. You all know I'm Hernando County Sheriff Al Nienhuis, and since around noon yesterday, we've been looking for JJ. This is a picture of JJ. Unfortunately, we have not had anything really to update you on, other than the fact that at this moment, we probably have about 75 to 100 law enforcement professionals from Citrus County, from Sumter County, from U.S. Marshal Service, from I can't even name all the agencies, and we're doing a very, very tight line search in the area surrounding the house, in the woods surrounding the house, probably a half a mile or more in each direction around the house itself. We do have a lot of volunteers that we're trying to sign up. Obviously, this is a very labor-intensive ordeal for us. Overnight, we did have the helicopter out with the FLIR. We didn't see anything. My major case detectives are running down any leads we're getting. But what I would like to get out to the public is that we have this app available to us. It's a free app. It's called Map My Track. And if you download that app and you do any searching on your own, if you go to a park and look around, because again, we don't know what happened to JJ, and God forbid something bad happened to him. If somebody does happen to find some evidence or anything, they can do that Map My Track and email it to the Hernando County Sheriff's Office at FindJJ, FINDJJ at hernandosheriff.org, and they can email that track to us and let us know where they've searched, if they've searched their own property or they've gone to parks or trails in the forest, and can let us know that they've been there and haven't seen anything. That will be a great investigative tool for us as we expand the search out. We can avoid those places that have already been searched and try to focus on those that have not been searched. Right now, we're asking our volunteers, because we have so many people searching, law enforcement searching. We're asking our volunteers that are coming here to hand out these flyers to businesses in the Hernando County area and get those out just in case somebody has not seen a picture of JJ and isn't aware that he might be missing. We do have leads that have come in overnight, not a whole lot of them, but fortunately they're probably going to be pretty easy to track down and check video to see if the child that was seen was in fact JJ or had any appearance of JJ. We're waiting for several dive teams to come as we speak. As soon as it gets a little lighter, we have a few, at least one cadaver dog from Pasco County that we've used to look in over some of the ponds to see if we can again narrow down the search. But I've got to tell you, we are not ruling anything out. We don't have any indication as of a few minutes ago of any foul play. But of course, that could change at a moment's notice. And of course, if we find anything, we will update you as soon as possible. I don't think I can answer a whole lot of questions, but I'll be happy to take a couple.
FTC is here, Florida Department of Corrections. Is it pretty typical that they are part of one of these searches?
Yeah, Florida Department of Corrections. Listen, when there's a 2-year-old missing, everybody comes out. And Florida Department of Corrections, they actually have several bloodhounds that they use for tracking escapees that work great in this situation. Tracking and finding a missing child. They also have actual officers that are out here helping us with the great search. As I said, Florida Department of Law Enforcement. We even have and one of the biggest reasons we want to use law enforcement in the general vicinity of where the child actually went missing is we have some technology coming in from the U.S. Marshal Service, and we want to be able to get people out of the area as quick at a moment's notice so that we can check it with some of that technology and then get the searchers back in. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with volunteers, it's a lot harder to keep track of them, and that's why we're going to use this application and email it to us so as the next hours and days go on, we're going to know where people have looked, even on their own. And even if somebody does their own property, if they have a large piece of property and want to email us where they've actually searched on their own property, particularly if it's in this area, we would certainly appreciate that.
So. Talk to us about this turnout. This is a large community effort we're seeing out here this morning.
Again, when you have a 2-year-old, you can't help but think of your own child or your own grandchild or your niece or your nephew, and people want to help. And we certainly appreciate that. We don't want to discourage that, but we also don't want that help to interfere with what we're able to do, with the dogs and FLIR and different type of technology. But yeah, it's heartwarming to say the least. It really is.
You're asking for background checks. Can you talk about why you want to have background?
Yeah, we like to make sure because we may send 2 or 3 people out at the same time. Together, and you may not know the person you're searching with, so we want to at least do a little bit of effort to make sure that if we're sending you to search with another person, the person's not wanted or doesn't have a major criminal history.
Sheriff, an area where he may have a path that he may have taken?
No, we've been again, the dogs have given us a little bit of indication, but it's certainly nothing that we're banking on. And unfortunately, the last time he was seen was about at least 20 minutes, and all these timetables are obviously very up for change as we get more information. But the last time he was seen, we believe, was about 10:40. The mother discovered him missing. What she says is 11 o'clock. But didn't call us until 12 o'clock. So we're talking probably at least an hour and a half from the time he was discovered, last seen rather, till we were called. So it's given us it's a challenge, to say the least.
Sheriff, what has your communication thus far been like with his mom and with his family?
What's that? No,
what has your communication been like?
Well, they've been cooperative so far. Everything, we have no indication again that we have any special concerns, but again, we don't rule anything out. We certainly don't want to jump to any conclusions. We try to follow the hottest leads first, and then just keep chugging through those leads as they come in. So again, if anybody sees anything that they thought was unusual, or if they have any family member that's acting unusual, particularly somebody that might have been in this area that doesn't have their whereabouts accounted for around noontime or a little before noon yesterday, give us a call. We'd like to come talk to them and rule them out as a suspect. Because right now, we certainly are not turning away any help we can get. So.
Sheriff, are his parents out here involved in the search at
I'm
all?
sorry?
Are his parents out here involved?
The parents are staying near the command post, and we're talking to them on a very regular basis. So.
You said this was a tough area to search this heavily. Want to talk to us kind of about that and what it's like out there?
Well, it's a rural area, a lot of fence lines, a lot of animals. There's cattle and donkey. There's a donkey real close to the house, and so that makes it a challenge to just. It's not like walking through a veterans park looking for somebody. It's a very difficult place to to search. It's also, we find it a little difficult that JJ would have went too far because again, he's less than 3 years old, and the information we have is that he was barefoot. So even if he's used to being outside,
okay, that's good
he's
to know.
probably not going to go a great distance. But we're not assuming anything. So, all right. Thank you all. If you could get the email out, find JJ at hernandosheriff.org. And
I also heard from another channel. Oh, hang on. I heard from another channel that they found his sippy cup like 200 yards from the yard. So I don't know if that's true or not.
get out that app, Map My Tracks, and it should come up as the first one when you search it in your Play Store. So thank you all very much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for holding for us. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Hello there, folks. JB here with you live on WFLA Now. We're launching our live streaming coverage across all platforms this morning. You're looking here on the right side of your screen at missing 2-year-old JJ Rowland. We do have some information to report as far as what is complicated search efforts this morning from the air. There were overnight search efforts on behalf of the Hernando County Sheriff's Office using infrared cameras mounted on their law enforcement helicopters. Our helicopter, Eagle 8HD, is grounded for the time being due to a fog that has settled in over the Tampa Bay area, including the search area in Brooksville. We can show you our ground shot. This is at the Marathon gas station there in North Brooksville, and you can see behind our reporter, Beth Russo, that there's a lot of volunteers that are now just showing up, a lot of media that is arriving at the scene, and now an enormous law enforcement contingent that is at the scene looking for JJ. There is a volunteer effort at that Marathon gas.
All right. I don't want to play this whole thing through just in case. But, okay, so JJ, 2.5, last seen wearing a Batman shirt and gray pajama pants with tools on them and is barefoot. So I didn't know about that until just now. So that's
gas station. That's kind of the starting point for a lot of volunteers. And now they are using an app, Map My Tracks. We're going to do a little more research into just how that works and how people can participate. But volunteers are now getting involved in the effort, even though, of course, there's already been an enormous law enforcement effort from multiple counties, descending on Hernando County yesterday and now into this morning to join in the search for JJ.
Just gonna.
I love the family and I love this community. We're gonna find JJ today.
Do you know the family? How are they doing? Do you know? What does it say to you about your community? So many people.
I think that's what's overwhelming is seeing not just the people, but look at our agencies stepping up. Just look at them. They're in full force. If you're employed by an agency, you are out here today. And it's just overwhelming. And then to see everyone, all of these moms, people with disabilities, and they're still out here. And it's overwhelming.
What's the goal out here today? How long are y'all willing to search?
As long as we need to.
We're going to find them today.
And again, you mentioned it, but just from a mom's perspective, each of you tell me what it would be like if you were in this position.
Yes, this is what it would be like. Everyone that has ever seen my face better be right here looking for my baby. And when you have that many babies, my mom has 3 kids. When you have that many babies, this happens. It just takes a second. We're going to find him today.
Yes, of course. 100%.
Thank you.
All right, guys. That's all I'm going to share from that one right there, just in case. But if you want to go watch it, you can watch it on WFLA News. You can watch the whole video that they have live. All right, let me just close that. So if anybody has any information, please get a hold of the Habersheen County Sheriff's Department in Brooksville, Florida. Pray that JJ is found today and is okay. Remember, he is 2.5. curly blonde hair, hazel eyes, approximately 35 pounds. Last seen wearing a Batman shirt and gray pajama pants with tools on it, and is barefoot. So prayers that he is found soon and is safe. That would be great. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up so other people can see it out there in that algorithm out there. And please leave a comment. And until next time, hug each other, love each other, and stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.